Hello there, it's Destin the RV Guide, and we are checking out the 2025 Ace 29D. So, small Class A layout, about 30 foot long, couples coach oriented, but fairly well feature packed for what I would consider more of an entry-level Class A series. Let's get going on the front here and start working our way around. Quite a bit to go over here. So at the front, as always with their Class A's, flat front, giant windshield on the thing, so being able to see is of prime importance, and what better view than that. Windows that'll actually open on both the driver and passenger side, so you can get some sort of breeze. What is missing is that trucker window, or some people call it a pet window. Really, at the end of the day, I think it boils down to cost, but at least it's worth pointing out that it's not there anymore. What is there, though, is you do have side marker cameras as well as a backup camera standard on all models on these things, so you can at least have some road visibility and see what's going on. So Continental tires on this one, 18.5. We're not up to the 22-inch wheelbase on this, so a little bit shorter, not as much baggage storage, but it sits a little lower to the ground too, and also makes tires a lot less expensive to purchase. So on the door side, you're going to have a freshwater fill. You're going to notice it's a little bit high up because of the belt line on this thing. All of the freshwater tanks are actually in the coach itself. So as long as the coach is temperate, you're not going to have to worry about frozen lines. Tinted safety glass on all the windows on this thing, so you can see out, but you can't see in. And that'll get us to the outdoor storage on it. So all of the storages are going to be this rotocast plastic. They all have drains in them. There's our fresh water dump right there, and we'll call it a semi pass-through because you do get to go to the other side, but a little bit thin because, well, obviously our drivetrain's right there. All of the pass-throughs have a light in there so you can see what you're doing. They all have a drain. They're easy to clean out, and they're all bulb sealed too, so they should be watertight. Outdoor entertainment equipped on this one under the power awning. I want to say 18 or 20 foot awning length. I'll make sure it's in the video here. But you do get a, I don't know, 32-inch smart TV. So do your streaming, do all that. It is a fixed TV, so it's not on a swivel mount. It's going to stay as is. More storage towards the back. One change for 2025 is they are standard with tankless water heaters now. A lot of the industry is going to that, which isn't a bad thing in my eyes. And then some semblance of an outdoor kitchen towards the back here. So spot to put your paper towels. There is outdoor water right here. And then a spot for maybe your grill or something like that. Don't ask me why they don't have a mini fridge in here. I don't have a good answer for you. But they do give you the beer opener. Backside of the coach has your ladder, backup camera, and all your goodies. LED lights equipped all around on the coach. On the off-door side of this, I am quite tight on space, as you can see, but a few things to point out really quick. You do have an onboard generator on this, which, well, makes going off-grid a heck of a lot easier. All of your waste dumps are going to be located in the center here in this baggage door. It makes life a lot easier having everything all enclosed. Nothing's exposed to the outside as you're driving down the road, so you don't need to worry about debris and that sort of thing. As well as our power connection for the camper is right underneath here. You can get a good view of underneath the slide of this thing. It is quite a long slide out, but what I like to see is, for one, they did some sort of vapor barrier on this so it's not exposed wood. And the other part that I like is these metal tracks right here. So when we're sliding in and out, that pressure point isn't sitting on the wood itself, scraping up that vapor barrier. It has something to slide on. So good on you, Thor, for thinking about it. Let's head on inside this thing. Now here we are in the Ace 29D, all opened up. So again, about 30 foot, couples floor plan. Not really sleeping a small army, but it is convertible if we need some extra space. So let's start off in the front and work our way back here. So we are riding on the Ford chassis powered by the 7.3 liter V8 Godzilla engine. One switch for this year is all of our controls for the camper are going to be on the touch screen here. You go to RV controls, there's all our monitoring panels, slide control, tank heaters, etc., etc. You do also have Android and Apple CarPlay on this, automatic generator start, and dummy switches for most everything as well. So there's our sunshade and cab light. Over on the other side here, we got a button for our mirror heat. You have an automatic leveling system on this, so one touch auto level. Make sure your jacks are up before you drive away. Up above the driver's seat too, we have some overhead storage and plenty of cup holder space here. I do have a traction control button in case you want to go sideways and off-roading in the motorhome, but I can't advise that. On the passenger side here, we're going to have a desk or workstation. This will flip right down so you can do what you got to do. I should have some hidden power here, 110 volt power. And underneath, we have an outlet too. So if you want to work on your laptop or something, you can. Speakers underneath the dash there. And here's a good view of how you'll be sitting here. The chairs in the front will swivel around like you see for the driver's seat here to join in the party for out back. And up top is actually our extra sleeping space for the camper here. This will drop down to a queen bed and give us a little bit more space. Here we go in bed form. So queen size bed up top here. You don't need the extra sleeping. It's actually deep enough for some slight storage. Maybe hide something up there. I ain't giving you any ideas. There's a ladder that'll clip onto right there, so you don't need a trampoline to get up. And here is the weight capacities. So 500 pounds it's good for up there. And it's a good hidden sleeping area. So I'm glad to see him continuing with this here. Plus, all you got to do is press a button to get the thing back up, so it's easy. Making our way down the line here on this setup, we're going to have the theater seating right across from the dinette here. So that'll drop down to an extra sleeper if we need it. We got some cool stuff in the table though. So built-in wireless charging, a couple of cup holders here. There is some seat belt for the extra passengers. This, push right down on it. There's a little lock right underneath there. Drop down on this. There's your extra sleeping area on top of the overhead bunk. There's storage overhead on pretty much the whole coach. There is built-in hydraulic struts and a little bit of hidden power up here too, in case you wanted to add like a DVD box or something. There's our TV on the inside. This one is on a swivel mount, so if you want to get a little bit different of an angle, you're more than welcome to. And on the dinette, just wanted to point out, they do give you power. A lot of times it's hard to find good outlet placement. I think they did a pretty good job with it. So again, here's the theater seating. One thing to point out, this is a custom theater seat, so finding a replacement may be tough for you if you don't like how it's set up now. Just something to keep note of. In the center of this one, giant storage in the middle. Both of those will recline. And then up above here, you got a USB port for some charging, some overhead lights there, and then a 110 volt power as well. On the shades, they are pull down pleated shades, but they're pretty solid, so hopefully they'll hold up better than some of the other ones. And even more overhead storage there. Now that gets us into the kitchen. So they really didn't redesign a whole lot, but they stuck with what worked, which is pretty nice. So you got a deep solid surface counter here, a 1-bay residential sink, metal sink that's inlaid. They've redone their faucet this year, so they went with like a brass kind of coloring. Residential faucet, looks good. 0.9 cubic foot high point microwave, Furion range hood, 3-burner cooktop, and our oven underneath there. Now underneath the sink area, we got some dedicated trash can space. I don't really know what to call this sort of drawer, but maybe you guys will have an idea in the comments. I like the underlighting that they did too. And some more drawers here. I like seeing the soft close on all the drawers. That'll get us into the fridge. So pretty standard nor cold fridge. It does the job. It keeps your food cold. Nothing to really write home about. I've seen some fancy double door fridges, but it's big enough for a few days worth of food. It accomplishes what it's supposed to. Now here's the restroom of the coach. So pretty small, pretty utilitarian, but it gets the job done. So porcelain toilet, decent sized vanity here. So you actually get a metal sink, nothing behind there, but you do get a decent amount of built-in storage over the commode to the side. Inside we're going to have our waste pump, which is kind of cool. Think of it like a blender for your black tank. It just makes life a lot easier. We have a vent fan as well as our shower head bubble thing. Actually a decent sized shower stall here. You got some built-in storage on the side there. And my favorite part, underneath the shower stall, we got our doggy dishes. Can't forget our furry friends. And all the pocket doors that they do on this are all, well, they're all pocket doors, so you're not wasting any space by being able to shut yourself off from the world. And speaking of shutting yourself off from the world, here's our master bedroom. So, king-size bed included on the coach, both his and hers nightstands that have access to some sort of power. There's USB on both ends, and a little nightstand. Overhead storage up above, and on the opposite side of this is a giant wardrobe. So you got his side with 2 drawers, her side with 4 drawers, and a massive hanging wardrobe here. There's the ladder I was talking about earlier. You have a TV already equipped in the master, and behind the TV is the safe spot, gun spot, do whatever you will spot. Equipped also in the master here is the second air conditioner for the coach. So it's ducted through to the rest of the system. Really helpful in the southern states. Your main AC is right towards the front here, but having a second one in the master will make a difference for sure. All right, guys, that's about it for the tour of the 2025 Ace 29D. Appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you next time.